He's crazy about you, too, Sally Ann said, nudging me with her shoulder. I've never seen Gabriel so happy as he is with you. Her words meant a lot to me because Sally Ann had gotten to know Gabe when he first moved to town with his ex-boyfriend, Kyle. She would have seen them together as a couple and saw their connection, even though Kyle himself told me that Gabe and I had something they never did. It was great to hear from someone outside of the relationship. Sally Ann had no reason to blow smoke up my ass. If she didn't believe it, then she wouldn't have said it. I know, I said softly, but not arrogantly. I never took Gabe's affection for granted, but I wouldn't pretend I didn't know it existed either. I was never one to fish for compliments. My days of begging for crumbs of attention were over. How's cohabitating going? She asked. It's been surprisingly easy so far, I replied honestly. I expected it to be more challenging in the beginning, as we got used to one another's personalities and habits, but it's great. There's a big difference between sleeping over a few nights a week and living with someone. There sure is, Sally Ann agreed. I'm glad it's going so smoothly for you both. It wasn't the case for Adrian and me. Really? I asked in surprise. They seemed so in tune with each other, and it was obvious how much they loved and respected one another. I leaned closer, lowered my voice, and said, How so? We were both 30 years old and had lived on our own pretty much since college, which meant we were fairly set in our ways. Like with you and Gabe, our personalities are so different, but Adrian and I are both stubborn and don't compromise as well as you guys do. I laughed then because I was quite stubborn and Gabe did most of the compromising when we first met. I guess you could say that he was equally stubborn, because he refused to give up on us when all I did was pull him close, then push him away. Luckily for me, Gabe knew it wasn't done in a manipulative way and was astute enough to realize I was afraid and fighting my growing feelings for him. Give me an example, I told Sally Ann. Toilet paper. As in, you liked different brands? I asked, curiously. No. He, Sally Ann pointed across the table at her husband, puts the roll on wrong. I do not. Adrian fired back instantly, letting us know that we weren't as quiet as we had thought. There's no such thing. Sally Ann shook her head vehemently. There's scientific evidence that you use less toilet paper if you pull the paper over the roller versus under. Wow. Sally Ann was serious about her toilet paper. You're so fucking cute with your science talk, Adrian said to his middle school science teacher for a wife. According to the debunkers, he said, referring to a news show that debunked common myths. That's not true at all. Sally Ann threw back her head and laughed. Those guys aren't real scientists, she shot back. Adrian looked at me and asked, Do you know how Gabe and I yell at the referees for getting the calls wrong in football? And basketball, I reminded Adrian. Wait until the baseball season starts, Sally Ann said to me beneath her breath. I heard that, Adrian said, good-naturedly. You were supposed to, Sally Ann replied in a sing-song voice. Well, anyway, Adrian said, trying to get back to his question to me. She is so much worse when I watch debunkers. Adrian laughed hard when his wife flipped him the bird across the table. She yells, That's not scientific, or That isn't how you measure it, every 5 minutes. Or less, Sally Ann added. I'd rather watch sports any day of the week. Gabe and I sat smiling at each other over the table while Sally Ann and Adrian playfully bickered about his favorite show. It wasn't that Gabe and I liked the same shows, because that was the furthest thing from the truth. But we compromised or watched television in different rooms. To be honest, we didn't watch a lot of TV when he first moved in because we were too busy entertaining ourselves in a more